जयपुर वाया कोटा।
कृपया ध्यान आपो अहमदाबाद
दिल्ली में आपका स्वागत.
Lucknow Junction.
ನಿಲ್ದಾಣದ ಕಡೆಗೆ ಹೊರಟಿರುವ ರೈಲು
एक्सप्रेस পরবর্তী স্টেশন নেতাজি ভবন कृपया ध्यान दियो.
Hello and welcome. This is Cricbuzz Live. Why am I laughing? We had an inside joke just before we started. We might share it with you. You have to stick with us. We have to know that we trust you, that we're friends. So give us the full day perhaps, and then we may tell you by the end. Hello and welcome. This is Cricbuzz Live. I'm Gaurav Kapur. With me, my dear friends, Mr. Harsha, Bhogle, Mr. Pommie, Mbangwa. Hello, how are you?
I'm very well. Pommie is laughing because I suspect he thinks he's seen it all and he sees another start to a program. What on earth was that about?
Surprises no longer happen. Not here.
No.
Not here, not with you.
Pommie is going to go back to Super Sport and he's expected to say, hello, welcome to Super Sport. He says, that's not how they do it.
If only I knew how to learn lines. If only I knew how to read lines. Maybe there would be some consistency. But there isn't any. There is a promise of an attempt to quality, which is what I promise. I don't guarantee it. But we also have two teams that promised a lot of quality. But, well, that guarantee seems to be dwindling a bit sometimes. Talking about Bangalore, we're talking about Rajasthan. Those are the two teams that are playing the first match. That's true, right, Pommie? Those are the two teams that are
That is very
just
true.
checking.
Yes.
Because I was busy watching a Hindi film, as you know, so I was just checking. It's a royal encounter. That's the only line I remembered. I know I have to say it when these two teams play. It's a royal encounter. But the problem is that these two have not really been playing princely cricket, so to speak, of late.
Maybe princely, yes, and not quite like kings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're almost there, but not.
No, yeah, you know.
Yeah.
not-
But will one of them have a coronation?
So you think they're doing a Charles?
Ooh.
IPL,
Can I
IPL 2072
Yeah.
is when the...
You know something? I'll tell you something. And this
I
is,
was gonna
you
say,
might
I was
troll me
going to
for
take
it.
it somewhere else, but I don't think so.
And I know it. No. I know you may troll me, but the fact is that Harsha just promised you RCB fans that you'll win in 2072.
No, but could be the other team as well. The coronation.
They've already won.
They won in 2008.
That's right. Yeah. See? I told you it's going to be a good day, isn't it? It's a good day. Winning. That's the good thing.
Yeah.
All right. But today, of course, we're talking about these two teams leading into it. What happened to Rajasthan, right? I mean, Rajasthan, we know now, first 5, they win 4.
yeah.
The next 6, they lose 5. Is that what it is?
Yeah,
Next,
correct.
yeah.
That's
Then
correct.
KKR to the rescue.
And then, naughty. You're very naughty today. It's good. I like it. But yeah, so do you think now that this is, while it comes to the end like that, they have it in him to just kind of push through and, sneak in?
They could, afternoon game, they're chasing. So it might be a bit of a challenge. But they're also a bit like RCB. They're dependent on their top 3 to get those runs.
Yeah.
That's Butler, Jaiswal, Samson. They've left out Padikkal in recent times, maybe use him as an impact sub. And they picked the world's #1 test match batter
Yeah.
to field at long on.
That's true, but well, listen.
No, I'm to bowl 2 overs.
It's not his fault if his batting doesn't come.
No, I know. He's batting at 4 and he doesn't get a hit. But I think on a surface like this, he might be a good player.
Yeah.
And they desperately need that finishing power of Hetmeyer and Jurel, which is...
They haven't been getting...
Hetmeyer has been a little off for a while.
Yeah, and Hetmeyer has been off for a while. I mean, he'll see... There's a couple of other West Indian middle order bats finishers, so to speak. There's Andre Russell, of course, in Knight Riders. He's not had a very good season with the bat as well, not as much as you'd expect. But Puran on the other side. And you see, I'm sure, Pommie, there's a little bit of competition, right? Your teammate from International, well, with both of them, it's now no longer teammates with International, but, you're there and you feel like, oh, man, that guy is just, like, flying. And I'm kind of, after that Gujarat game where he and Samson pulled off a heist in Ahmedabad, it's been kind of off-color for him.
Yeah, so there was an incredible consistency before in what you expect to be a job where you can't really have consistency. So the guys that turn up at the back end, and it was a wonder actually that Hetmeyer could and would do that game after game after game. And it also was a point of difference. For many a team, they're looking for people who can just add the icing on top, right? At the back end of their innings, where they're setting scores, even when they're chasing. And then now what happens, because the job is that difficult, now you go into some sort of slump, and he's doing the same things. It's not as if he's not trying to do the same things. He's trying to do the same things, but unsuccessful. And what you don't want is for it to be a string of them, like what's happened there. You hope that there's just a spike somewhere to kind of keep everybody hoping, so that there isn't surely we've got to do something about this now. And the longer it goes on, the less likely you are to do something about it, because you're getting to the playoffs, and you back that the guy has the experience, you back that the guy, he has done it for you before. You also be sitting there going, we changed now. Who actually goes in, and can they do that?
But there's no
job?
options.
Yeah.
I mean, Rajasthan doesn't have options at that spot anyway, right?
No.
No, they don't. As an
job.
international finisher batter, they don't.
Yeah, it's a unique and unenviable job, and that's why we came up with the white cap, right?
The impact.
Yeah.
I was
That's
actually
right.
looking at, I initially thought sometimes, for 3 or 4 matches, you come in with 7 balls left, 8 balls left, and suddenly you've got a 4-game streak of not scored any runs. So I was trying to see where Hetmeyer has come into bat in this streak.
We had it.
Yeah, we saw that on the screen. He's come in 13-14, so it's not that he hasn't had time.
Yeah.
Just that he hasn't got the runs.
Yeah.
But they've backed Hetmeyer. He was so good for them last year as well. They're backing him to come good. But in this game, I suspect in the batting side, they will add a Padikkal as well, so that they've got a little more batting support. And they'll stretch it in the run chase.
Yeah. On the other side with Bangalore, they've kind of flattered, deceived yet again, right? They had this start. You felt like the fans started believing. But now when you look at the points table, right, you can see, don't just look at the points, look at the games that are available, right? There you go. For Bangalore, there are 3 games available, right? So almost everybody else has played 12 games they've played. So they have a game in hand from everyone except Hyderabad, but that's okay. That's all I'll say. But yeah, with Rajasthan...
He's the Hyderabad expert. He's just seen them.
Yeah? Well, and these are the games they're playing. They're playing Rajasthan away. They also play Hyderabad away. So they'd be looking at that and saying, all right, that's a juicy proposition towards the end, because teams just kind of end up, I don't say give up, but they kind of just get completely disintegrated, towards the end, where you're going, there's a game you should win, like last night with Delhi. That chase should have been done after a 65-run power play.
But sometimes, towards the end of a season with 2-3 games left, the players are desperate because a good performance gives retention.
Fair point.
So individuals might come hard. Whatever you look at the next 2 games, for RCB, this is the game.
This is the game, because the last game's a tough one. Table toppers
Gujarat,
at home.
But whatever, this is the game. They lose this game, the best they can do is 14. With their net run rate, they're not going anywhere.
Bring it back, bring it the points.
With their net run rate, no chance of going through on 14.
Bring it back. Calculus has to be done. Joe is not here, so 3 of us have put our heads together.
Look at Rajasthan. If any team can go through with 14, if it does come to that, it is Rajasthan. But I don't think it'll come to 14, because we've got that odd-numbered fellow just above Rajasthan.
Yeah, true.
They win 1, they go to 15.
In all fairness, right now, the teams that are there in the top 4 are the teams that are looking the strongest. At least now, right? This changes very quickly. I know this is the last week of the league stage that starts today. We've got, next Sunday would be the last day, right? So it's the last few games that they're playing. And that's what you're looking at. You're seeing Rajasthan, 2 games, potential 16 is where they can go. They can then look at... But you don't even want to look at knocking anybody out. You're like, I just want to win these 2 games, get to 16 and hope for the best, because I've got a good net run rate.
So what we have right now, this game, is both teams going, hold on, can't lose.
Can't lose. Correct.
It just gets too complicated for them if they lose. Because now you're sort of looking around thinking, what needs to happen? If you're Rajasthan, and I know mathematically you're not out, right? Mathematically.
Yeah.
But virtually you're gone. If you lose today, virtually you're gone.
Yeah.
And as a side, that's fantastic on paper. I've been looking at these guys thinking, they're the ones, man. Finalists last year, experience. I've been preaching about their experience and that they're battle-hardened in this tournament and in international cricket. But here we are.
Can you imagine
with them under pressure?
Can you imagine Rajasthan Royals don't qualify? they would have missed qualification by a half centimeter no ball.
Yeah.
And previously, they missed qualification by a third decimal place.
Yeah.
Oh,
Remember?
brutal.
When Rahul Dravid threw the cap down,
Yes,
MI needed
against
to-
Mumbai.
Yeah.
That was against RR. And they thought they had qualified. That's when we realized that if you need to win in 14.3, you can also win in 14.5. Hit a 6 of the last ball.
Aditya Tare.
Correct. And so they lost on a decimal place in net run rate.
Jeez.
And So they have to win this because otherwise poor Sandeep Sharma will.
Yeah, he'll cop a lot of flack. I know, yes, I also zoned out when I heard the word decimal. So Sunday, why? Are you going to say velocity next? You're going to say it, say it. You're going to say it. I know you're going to show off about being class topper. Pommie, he does this.
I was never in my life class topper. All my schoolmates were looking and laughing their heads off thinking, he's like talking like one pastry guy making up everything.
Pommie, do you remember? Did you ever go to school with some guys who
Did I go to school?
Did you ever go to school? Question mark. Did you ever go to school, comma,
Yeah.
with people who came into class and said, I haven't studied at all.
Oh, what was the phrase? Someone told me the phrase. Maine parai.
Nahi kari. Well done. Oh, come on. Yes.
Sayami. Because Joy was here and, talking. And she said, oh, you know what? If you were my professor, because he was going through calculus.
Professor.
Do this, It's not going to happen.
Exactly what it sounds
So
like.
all of us like, okay, right. So I said, Joy, please go through that again. See, this, that. Then that's when she said.
Yeah.
Those people who turn up just go, I didn't study.
Yeah.
What'd you get? Oh, 98%. Sorry, what?
That's what Joy said about him, by the way.
Naughty. All right, let's have a look at the two teams. Who are Bangalore? Sir, you said Bangalore is batting first, right? Is that correct? All right, cool. Just checking with the topper. Virat Kohli, Faf du Plessis, Glenn Maxwell, Anuj Rawat, Mahipal Lomrod, Dinesh Karthik. Michael Bracewell comes in.
Who's not in? Wanindu Hasaranga's not in.
Saranga, Harshal Patel, Karan Sharma, Wayne Parnell is in. Hello.
No Hazelwood. No Hazelwood, no Hasaranga.
Yeah.
But is that?
Mohammad
Oh,
Siraj.
it's four. That's four.
There's a bowling side.
This is the
No.
The batting
Challenge is the
side.
batting.
This is their
That's the batting side.
Yeah,
but they've got 4 overseas already.
4 overseas, so can't have.
So they'll just get
No
one
Hasaranga,
Indian
no
bowler in.
Hazelwood.
They can just get an Indian spinner in.
Yeah, well, they bat till. I mean, Bracewell's a proper bat. Harshal's, of course,
Wayne
bats.
Parnell's a proper can hit.
Yeah, so
My gut feel is they've added to their batting enormously
Yeah.
by picking Bracewell and Parnell.
And Parnell, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's when you turn up to this period of the season and you're having changes like that, it tells you something. It tells you that here's a side that hasn't settled on who their people are and how they're going as a unit. And it's like quite simple, right? We know who our people are. Unless there's injury, this is who plays because the things are going well. They're not going well.
And you're seeing the teams that are doing that, right? Gujarat's doing that, Chennai is doing that, Lucknow is doing that.
Yeah.
They're barely making any changes. Mumbai is doing that to a certain degree. They move their bowlers around here and there, left, right, maybe a spinner, pacer. But they're doing that. For
They
whatever
might get
reason.
another Indian spinner in, I think.
They will?
might get another Indian spinner in.
Yeah.
They've already got Bracewell, they've got Karan Sharma, 2 spinners. They'll need a third. They've got Maxwell.
Yeah.
They might get an Indian spinner in from among their...
Yeah, or they may get
Among
a.
the
Who do
backups.
they have as quicks? They have Wayne Parnell, they have Siraj, and they have Harshal.
Harshal.
This pretty much looks like a bowling side then. I mean,
Yeah,
has he
except
given the wrong sheet?
Oh, as happened yesterday. Yesterday there was a story with that. Like,
Could be. But yeah, you
Yeah,
see, and we'll see the impact subs and we'll see whether they bring a quick. But it is a luxury right now. They seem to have, with those all-round option they've got in with Bracewell, will be quite interesting. All right, let's have a quick look at the Rajasthan team and then we will dissect both. That looked like I was cutting a piece of meat, but anyway. Yashasvi
frog. You're going
Jaiswal,
for
Jos
frog,
Butler.
weren't you? You're going for frog. Anyway,
Frog,
no.
that's right. Frog's legs, Francais. Joe Root, Shimron Hetmeyer, Dhruv Jurel, Ravichandran Ashwin, KM Asif, Adam Zampa, Yuzi Chahal, Sandeep Sharma. So they've gone for the 3 spinners, right?
Yeah.
And this is their bowling side.
Listen, home team, that's how they've read it. Home
Say
team, they
bowling
know.
side.
Home team, they know what kind of
Yeah.
conditions. So they've picked...
2 quicks and 4. I mean, they get Joe Root to get
3.5
2 overs.
spinners.
They get 14 overs of spin.
They could, if theoretically,
Jeez.
yes. and they've said forget the swing of Trent Bolt.
It's got to cut to Pommie's face. He is foxed looking at that screen.
Yeah, like
What's going on? You don't get it, right?
Pommie's short of words.
Yeah.
surely you play old Trent, don't you?
I'm just what? I don't get it.
He's gone under the bridge.
I'm telling you, this is seeming like their batting team.
Yeah.
That's looking like their
No,
bowling team.
they wanted another
seamers,
spinner.
three spinners.
They've read this as a 3-spinner wicket.
Yeah,
fair
two
enough.
seamers, 3 spinners.
Yeah.
So they said, okay, so we want root because we think that on this kind of track we need a proper batter, so we need to extend the batting. And we'll
also-
bat up to 7 with Ashwin at 8.
And also, Joe Root plays spin particularly well.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's, I suppose that would be another call that they'd be making to say,
Yeah.
we know that if you run into some sort of trouble and it's spinning a whole lot, which we think it will, you can sort of...
Decent,
I mean, the way the
chasing
person...
side.
Sorry?
It's a decent chasing side,
Yeah.
given that Padikkal will probably come into this side.
True.
So they'll bat up to 7 with Ashwin at 8.
There you go.
So Padikkal will come in there.
Padikkal will come in there. I'm
Shahbaz
thinking
might
they
come in
could
there.
get Vijay Kumar there.
Or Shahbaz, depending on how they see the surface. If they think that there's a little bit of dew coming on, they might get Vishak in. Otherwise, they might get Shahbaz in if they find it's gripping and they want an extra spinner.
What they don't want is the problem of having a sort of collapse and needing to find reinforcements when you're batting first. To say, oof, now we need to bring in another batter. Yeah?
But they could do that with Shahbaz.
But I'm saying if they have to do that, things must be really rubbish for them because they are batting till 9.
Yes,
we
I
just
hear you.
calculated that Parnell at 8, Parnell and Patel at 8 and 9 is pretty decent. So if they need another one, then you know that quite a collapse has happened, right? That would be. But anyway, at this point in time, it's quite interesting because it is the battle of
Did you say Patnell and Parell?
Parnell and Patel.
Oh.
What did you say?
I thought you said Patnell and Parell.
That's nice as well. I like that. Let's change it. They have Patnell and Parell. Pretty cool. We are sitting in Parell. I've given away our location. I have said too much. Okay, there's 2 interesting battles. There's one that is not happening, so tear that sheet up, right? We were going to talk about Chahal and Hasaranga. That ain't happening.
Hasaranga versus Samson's not happening either because...
I was saying in terms of, like Bangalore have said that, we gave away this guy who's up in purple cap and got purple cap last year. And then we went for this guy, waited for him to come. He came and then he's played games and he's not got the results and now he's not even playing today's game. So let's not talk about what's not happening. Let's talk about what is happening. Is the battle of the orange cap. Pommie, say it after me. It's the battle of the orange cap.
Exactly like you?
Yeah.
No, thanks.
Okay.
Right.
It's the battle.
Of the orange cap. Starring? Starring.
Pommie and Mbangwa.
Sorry. No, because you said on my podcast. What did you say?
I didn't say anything.
You said.
I deny it.
Mbangwa. You Mbangwa. There's a big story there. It's a story from Port of Spain. You'll find it. Google it, you'll find it. But today, it is the Battle of the Orange Cap, starring Faf du Plessis.
Hey, people.
Jaiswal.
Can I just let you know, we actually are at work, Yeah. Anyway, on we go. Yeah.
What? That's strange. Anyway, so Faf and Yashasvi. They're separated by 1 run.
Finally got there.
1 run.
Yes.
That's what's
Yeah, it's been fantastic actually watching these guys for a couple of reasons. The first is you see Duplessis and you think, well, how long can the guy go on? It's a bit of a theme in IPL, isn't it? So many guys who you think have kind of got to the end. Internationally, they might have, and they turn up here and they show you just how much skill they've got. And they also tend to reinvent, which is amazing. Like you see older guys having reinvented, add a shot or two to their armory, and essentially look like they're beginning again. I think it's brilliant. And then at the other end, with Jaiswal, such a pleasure. I can't remember if it was with you when I was sitting and I was saying, it's so good to see youngsters turn up and bloom.
Yeah.
It's absolutely brilliant. When you see some talent, you think, this guy could be okay. Yeah. And then they actually come through. And this season for Jaiswal has been just brilliant, man.
I mean,
other
you
day
can
in
play
Calcutta.
pace. The main thing with young Indian batters coming through is, can you play pace?
Yeah.
And that's why, to me, the defining shot is the one he played of Archer into the hockey ground, at Wankhede.
At Wankhede,
right
yeah.
through the gap in there.
He's and look at it. And it's so also what I find so interesting is that Faf was probably Yashasvi's father's batchmate or something, right? I mean, look at that.
It's incredible. He talked about, you said reinvent, right? You talked about reinvent. Faf strike rate is going up with every year.
Yeah.
His waistline is remaining constant.
It's like fine wine.
And he's still picking T-shirts off the mannequin.
That's true, yeah.
But I think the secret to Faf is his fitness.
Yeah.
Because he's so incredibly fit, he's pulling his weight as probably the best fielder in the side, one of 2 or 3 best fielders, and that is allowing him to be able to reinvent his batting.
Yeah, I think the other day, another factor of Jaiswal playing like he did in Calcutta was you run out Joss Butler, you don't want to go back to the dugout till you finish the game. But jokes apart, what Samson said to him, and I like this because Sanju's he's a below the radar captain. He's not one of those larger than life characters, right? And Jaiswal said that Sanju told him that don't worry about the fact that you've run out Joss. You're in good touch. Just play your game.
How cool was Yashasvi? I mean, at the post-game, I said, after everything was done, we talked about his innings, I said, did that affect you? I said, did the run-out affect you? He said, which run-out? Is that cool or is he just forgotten or what?
Yeah, I guess.
But Sanju said it's something interesting. He said, that is the culture in our team where one player is doing well. A superstar like Butler is willing to say, look, doesn't matter, I'll run myself out. So.
Yeah, I love that. And obviously that win. And I always say it here on Cricbuzz Live, some wins are more than other wins, right? And you have a win like that, it just gives you that. I know that you start from 0 the next game, but your confidence doesn't need to start from 0.
Guys, watching, I mean, that innings, it's ridiculous, actually, if you think about it. Because it's not as if he hadn't been playing well before, right? Yeah. So he'd been playing really well, and everyone's gone, oh, how good he is, and this and that, the other. And then that innings kind of usurps all of that. Yeah. So all of the body of work of this season, and you push that on, just ridiculous. You wouldn't think that he could go further and further up, but that inning said that to me, and I'm going, okay, so where to next? You know, that's the hard part. Where to next? Because you can't play better than that, surely not, you know? And can you maintain? Very difficult, right? Yeah. But it's wonderful to see.
What is that line from Utpal Dutt? Main tumhe ye
Nariyal ke laddu!
So, literally,
now you're going to have to translate.
No, literally.
Coconut laddus.
But मैं तुम्हें कलकत्ते का राजभोग खिलाऊंगा. So that is what.
It's like throwing a dog a bone. You can't say Utpal Dutt to me and just expect me to keep quiet.
But that is what Nitish Rana did in the run chase. He came and delivered 6. He said, you come to Kolkata, you must have Rasgulla, you must have Rajbhog, you must have Somdesh.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that game was over in the first 2 balls. No game is over in the first 2 balls, but yeah, you could tell. Those first 2 and you got, all right, these guys are going to get home. But yeah, you look at Chehel. It's on the other side.
Do that line once more.
Huh? No, I was just leading.
No, just with that.
I was just going.
Okay.
I was going with Chehel. It's coming. It's coming. But you look at Chehel and you go, Satyavadi, Nishtavan. It's true.
What is that about?
An iconic Hindi movie.
Right.
From many years ago, where there is this very intellectual, leftist-leaning, Marxist, theatre-loving actor who plays a literally very funny comedy role, slapstick comedy role.
It's great. You know you're going to see this with lunch now, right?
Right.
I'm going to show it to you.
Yes, I'm going to
But of course, then there is Chehel, who's a chapal, a chatul, chala. And is of course...
He's wondering where he's come.
He's like, what's going on here, man?
I've come to the wrong studio. I think I should... Am I supposed to be downstairs?
Aren't you... What are you doing here? Aren't you supposed to be at work?
Oh, right, yeah. Oh, by the way, did I say that already? We're at work.
But one guy who has been working beautifully is Chehel. And of course, he'll be a little extra motivated because who's he playing against today?
Correct.
His former team.
He's bowling beautifully.
Yeah, and he's become the GOAT. He's the GOAT now, officially. Yeah.
He's got 2 fourers in a row. The ball is getting out of his hands beautifully.
Yeah.
He's bowling that nice, wide, leggy that gives him a lot of wickets. He's pushing it through. He's bowling the front. He's bowling everything, and he's laughing.
Yeah.
He's happy.
See, that's such an important
He said,
point.
"यहाँ
that
पे
you
कोई
say.
pressure ही नहीं है मेरा."
That's such an important point, Pommie. And tell us a little more about it. As a former player, if you're playing in a setup where A, everyone's happy, B, there's no pressure of expectation. There always is, but there's no one loading it on you with a shovel. It helps you bloom.
They're the intangibles within sides, right? Where comfort and you speak of expectation, but there's almost a taking it for granted that you will do your job, right? From self and from everybody else around. And for that to happen, there has to be trust. And once it's there, you don't worry. There's nothing to worry about. But in a side where that intangible is not there, there's constant kind of peering to the next person.
Yeah.
What are you doing, and are you doing it correctly? What are you doing? Are you letting us down? That's not happening in this setup, because each person can just go about doing what they need to do, and there is the trust from everybody else that they will. Yeah. And together, they'll come together, and away you go. Even in the games that they've lost, when Sanju turns up and he starts to talk and says whatever he says, you just get a sense that, yes, it matters, but not so much to say we're now going to go and start pointing fingers at people. Yeah. Didn't work today. Yeah. We come back tomorrow, we each do our jobs again.
Still a very good player.
Yeah.
It's like Hardik said about Rashid.
Yeah.
He said, "I don't captain Rashid."
Yeah, true.
He said, "I don't captain Noor either because Rashid speaks to him in their language. I don't captain Noor either."
Yeah.
I suspect Sanju doesn't captain Ashwin and Chahal until Ashwin gets really scholarly with his field placement.
You're like, calm down, brother. It's all right. It's okay.
But I don't think he captains the spinners either, because you're backing them, saying, "Look, I trust you. I know what you're going to do."
You go with your plan, right? And today it's so interesting because Bangalore's going to be batting first. Faf, obviously, with the orange cap, just by one run, he's going to be batting first today, so he can get that lead going. But there's also Glenn Maxwell. Now, Glenn Maxwell plays spin well. He's got 3 spinners today that he's going to be facing from Rajasthan. One of them, who he's played a lot in the nets, Adam Zampa, probably knows him inside out. And then there's these other 2 guys, and there's an interesting battle there, right? Especially the Ashwin one.
Oh.
That's an interesting battle.
Oh, it is. Yeah. I feel every time you watch them, every time you do a game when they're playing against each other, you just feel like Maxwell's gonna hit the ball to Australia. That's what.
Sometimes he does.
Yeah, it's like that's what he wants to do. They come together, and you think, oh, sparks.
And you'll see Ashwin will start bowling flatter.
Yeah,
start bowling those carom balls.
Fascinating. It's absolutely fascinating. So today, I expect pretty much the same.
Decent sized boundary, Rajas, Jaipur, I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, decent size.
Sides,
Yeah,
especially.
Yeah, decent size. Yeah, decent size.
Yeah.
And with turn and spin supposed to be the go, it's a big challenge. Challenge to all those batters. Let's see how it goes.
If Ashwin gets Maxwell out today, there's about 4 Instagram posts and 3 YouTube programs.
Content. Gotta love it. Content. We want the content. We are hungry. Give me my content drugs now. All right, here's the one part of the show that I don't enjoy at all. You know what it is?
Enjoy.
Enjoy factor.
Like N'Golo Kante, enjoy.
Yes.
Like Mbangwa.
Mbangwa, there you go. Who is the last Sialkot-born cricketer to score an ODI century against India? It's obviously not a Pakistani.
Yeah, otherwise,
Very obvious.
Yeah, otherwise you wouldn't ask it that way, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's not anyone from Pakistan. That's the only clue I can give you, because I know how Joy's mind works. I read it. Hashtag Cricbuzz Live on Twitter. If you know the answer, send it to us. We have no idea. Do you know? Ice in my coffee is melting.
Got a hunch.
You have a hunch?
Except that I don't know if he got 100, but I think I know who it is. But
sir, some clue, anything, star sign, hobby, favorite color, something tell us.
But by now some people would have given the answer already.
Yes.
Right? I might be leading them up the wrong path. I think he might speak with a Scottish accent.
Well, there you go.
Oh.
I don't know.
Braveheart?
Oh.
William Tell? William Wallace?
William Wallace. Oh, Scottish accent.
Yeah, could be one of them. I don't know. Anyway, what I do know, and the part that really excites me about the show, is our score guess. Because this is why we come here. What is it going to be? It is Bangalore batting first in Jaipur.
168.
Please.
Ayyo!
168.
I was going to say exactly 168.
You are both reading each other's mind.
Exactly, I was thinking 168.
You're like close friends and brothers.
Just because he's fitter and stronger and runs faster, he took the first choice.
That is right. He has taken. Now it's your choice.
173.
Oh,
173.
like it.
Should I?
Like it.
I don't know, man.
RCB fans with the reverse jinxing, actually he thinks 130, so he's saying 173.
Ooh.
But 173. They've got deep batting today.
Okay, I'll say 181 then.
Ooh.
Amma.
Oh.
181. Okay. All right, so that's all we have time for now. We're going to see you at the end of the 10th over with Cricbuzz Combox. Are we going to be as pretend drunk then as we have been in the last 30 minutes? I don't know. It's only one
You're
to find
drunk on
out.
coffee.
Oh, my bloody, my iced coffee is over. Let's go get a refill. Thank you so much for watching Cricbuzz Live. We'll see you later. Bye. Bartender!
Jaipur via Kota.
कृपया ध्यान आपो अहमदाबाद
दिल्ली में आपका स्वागत
Lucknow Junction.
ನಿಲ್ದಾಣದ ಕಡೆಗೆ ಹೊರಟಿರುವವರೇ ಚೆನ್ನೈ ತಿರುಚಿರಾಪಳ್ಳಿ
Hyderabad Superfast Express
পরবর্তী স্টেশন নেতাজি ভবন
कृपया ध्यान दो